Welcome to Games from Folktales, a podcast that mixes historical research and tabletop role-playing settings. I'm your host, Timothy Ferguson, and this is not your episode for the week. It's a little bonus episode. Over on Shoestone Publishing's website, they've released a small piece of work I did for them as part of their monthly plot hooks for the Magonomia role-playing game. To tie in with Halloween, it's the story of Anne Boleyn, where the characters try and prevent her ghost from haunting the hall of a minor lord. When Andrew asked me to write this material, it was part of a larger set of quite brief pieces, so it's shorter than the material he usually provides on that blog. Let's pad that out a little. Links and text to what I'm about to discuss are available on the website that accompanies this podcast. First, there's a drinking song. I can't include it here because it was published in 1934, so it's still under copyright. It's called With a Head Under Her Arm, and it jovially discusses the ghosts of the Tower of London. I can see the servants in the manorial hall that the player characters are visiting, singing the song and thereby giving away a clue. Another thing which may serve as a clue is that in her last days, Anne wrote a poem. It's called O Death Rock Me Asleep, and similarly it may give clues as to ways of laying the ghost. Rather than reading the poem to you now, because it's not particularly useful in my voice, I direct you instead to YouTube, where the poem has been recorded several times by folk singers or opera singers, and because they have female voices, you could use them as a recording of what the ghost is saying as she passes through the manor hall. Clearly, my voice is giving out. Before I go, I'd like to remind you that Image from the Wizard Tourne, which is an online convention for Ars Magica, is being held this weekend, as this episode is released. It's being run by CJ, who usually runs the Grand Tribunal UK, so look it up on their webpage. Your saga may vary.